So now we've seen the whole cycle of spanning tree. We've seen how spanning tree works. I've seen uh, the fact that they have to communicate. But the question is, how do they communicate? What kind of language are they speaking? There's something called BPDU. And the last time I was telling you guys to find, or asked you to find what BPDU is. Basically, this is a bridging protocol data units. So it's just that language that the devices understand when they're dealing with spanning tree. It's like sending messages to them and saying, hey, this is what I have, this is what I do, this is what I know. So basically, if we look at spanning tree, there's some communication. They share information, especially when they're trying to elect who their leader is. They would have to share information. The first kind of information they share is what we refer to as the spanning tree hello BPDU. It's just like saying hello, telling people about yourselves. So technically, you could say, like I said, when it comes to the election, the first thing they'll do is everybody would want to claim to be the at the beginning, everybody will try to claim to be the root bridge. But I guess to a point, we'll get to know who the root bridge is. So here, let's just pay attention to the kind of information we're having. This guy is trying to say that he is the root bridge. So he's saying, hey, I have a root cost of 0. And my bridge ID is this. This is my bridge ID. And the person who is the root bridge, technically, he's saying he's the root bridge. He's saying that, and the root bridge is also having this ID. So technically, he's trying to say that he is the root bridge because he has a root cost of this. Technical, that's what he's trying to say. He's the root bridge. Now, he sends that information to this guys, and he sends it to this guy. So when that happens, the other devices will receive it. So clearly, they will also receive the same information. And when they receive it, once they receive it, this guy and this guy will also pass their information and say, hey, I compared my stuff with whoever I received. And I think the root bridge, because they have, this is their bridge, this device, which too has a bridge ID of this. And since it compares its bridge ID with the bridge ID that it received from this guy, switch 1, clearly you can see that it cannot be, this switch 2 cannot be the root bridge. So he's saying, okay, I think I know who the root bridge is. The root bridge has this ID. So he passes it on. This guy also, because he also received it, say, okay, this is also my bridge ID. And I think I know who the root bridge is, and this is the root base ID. And they'll do that comparison to see who has the lowest bridge ID. And then they make that determination as to who becomes the root bridge.